Are there any shippers watching this video? Earlier this week, Carolina Widra liked a Zosia fan art. You can see that on this video in the middle here. It's very small. You do have to zoom in here, but the image is Zosia saying, "We love you, Carol," with multiple speech bubbles saying that coming from Zosia's mouth, indicating the Pluribus, and Carol sticking up her middle finger back at Zosia. Carolina Widra, who plays Zosia, liked that on Instagram. In this episode, we also get Diabate saying that the Pluribus misses Carol, and then he explains further that Zosia specifically misses Carol. So add that to your tally for the, I don't know what I'm going to call it, the Shipwatch for Zosia. I believe that this relationship between them is extremely important. If you read Blood Song of Why Carol, you'll know why. I believe that whenever Zosia wakes up from her coma, she might not remember who Carol is. Or if that doesn't happen, when Zosia wakes up from whatever medical procedure she's undergoing now, in the future, at some point during Pluribus, it could be season 1, could be season 2, could be season 3, someone very important to Carol is not going to remember her name. They're not going to remember who Carol is. I feel very strong about that. That was a main feature of the Blood Song of Why Carol excerpt that we read. Just as a refresher for you all, in that excerpt, Lucasia, who is the main character of Carol's romantasy book, has a lover named Raban. Now, in a previous book, which we did not get to read, Raban apparently walked the plank. Lucasia made him do it, and she assumed that he's been dead. She has been, having sleepless nights, tossing and turning. She misses Raban so much, and then her entire crew on her ship falls deadly sick with a very fatal sickness. Lucasia travels to an island seeking for this mysterious healer that she's heard of who is able to heal this mysterious sickness. She finds the island, walks into a cave where she finds the mysterious healer, where she also finds Raban being healed. She assumed he was dead. It turns out he was not dead. He's just been in this cave being healed by this lady. Unfortunately, as the woman is healing him and Raban is getting healed, Raban recognizes the jacket that Lucasia, the main character, is wearing as being one of his own, but he does not recognize Lucasia herself. Now, when we read through that book, we mapped Lucasia onto Carol, and we mapped Zosia onto either we mapped Raban onto either Zosia or Helen. Another interesting thing about Zosia specifically is that she appears to have a level of individuality that other members of the Pluribus do not seem to have. We saw it in episode 2. She looks back on the plane before getting on it. She looks back towards Carol. We saw in later episodes, she seems to always be looking at Carol. And then again, we see it in this episode where Kumba specifically mentions that Zosia specifically, that individual within the hive mind, misses Carol. So I'm really just confused as to why it seems that Zosia seems to have a higher degree of individuality, whether or not it's just a form of manipulation or whether or not it is legitimate. I still don't know, but I'll keep my eye on that.